Hello, welcome to all. We will study the first what is mean by C programming language. C programming language is a general purpose procedural programming language supporting structure programming. Means it is general purpose programming language is a computer language that is broadly applicable across application domains and lacks specialized features for a particular domain. This is in contrast to domain specific language means DSL language, which is specialized to a particular application's domain. This is the procedural language means it is programming paradigm derived from structure programming based on the concept of the procedure called means procedures, also known as routines, subroutines or functions, simply contain a series of computational steps to be carried out. And in programming language means is a formal language comprising a set of instructions that produce various kinds of output. Programming language are used in computer programming to implement algorithms. Means it is a general purpose language. General purpose means broadly applicable to all domains. In programming language means it is a formal language and comprising a set of instruction, and it is a structure programming language means it is paradigm aimed at improving the clarity or quality. So it is a general purpose language, and the language has a small fixed number of keywords. There are 32 number of keywords, and this is the fixed keywords and fixed syntax in the C programming language, including a full set of control flow primitives. Means for example integer, float, if, else, etc. keywords. One we can say C is the base for the programming. Means all the different versions of C languages. C language is the base of different C programming languages. If you know C, you can easily grasp the knowledge of the other programming language, because the base of the C programming language is, and then that uses the concept of C. And C programming language, there are 32 types of keywords, various data types and set of powerful built-in functions that make programming very efficiently. Next, see the overview of C language. First, C language developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972, and it is a robust language. Means it is a useful or free access to all Windows. Then it is Windows or operating system. It is a low programming level language close to machine language, and it is widely used in the software development field, because C language is a particularly depends on programming knowledge. It is a procedure and structure oriented language, because there are 32 types of keywords and specific format or specific structure are present in the that keywords. It has the full support of various operating system and hardware platform. Means Windows 10, Windows 7, different operating system has to full support. Many compilers are available for executing programs written in C, for example Turbo C software. Next, C language overview. The compiler compiles the source file and generates an object file. Means first first write down the C language program is created by .c, and next is a create or generate object file in that code. A linker links all the object files together and creates one executable file, and it is highly portable language. Next is a history of what is the history of C language. First, C language is introduced by 1916 by Algol scientist. Then next, In 1967 was developed a BCPL language, means Basic Combined Programming Language. And next in 1972, it is a great computer scientist Dennis Ritchie created a new programming language called as C language, and it was created from Algol, BCPL and B programming languages. C is a powerful programming language which is strongly associated with the Unix operating system, means it is a familiar with Unix operating system. This is the different versions of language, C language were released. First in 1960 Algol version is released, then 1967 BCPL version of C language were released, then B language released, then C language released in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie scientist. Next is a Brian Carnigan, means K and RC was released 1978 another version of C language. Then released 1989 ANSI C language, means American National Standard Institute, another different version of a C language. And in 1990 ANSI, means International Standard Organization, were released by ISO branded a C language. There are the best 10 top programming languages, and included C language. First Python, then C++, then Java, then C, then C hash, PHP language, R programming language, JavaScript language, Go language and assembly language. There are the 10 top programming languages are present. Next is where is a C used, means key applications of C languages. C language is widely used in embedded system applications, desktop application, means Microsoft Excel, MS Word. It is used for developing browsers and their extension, means Google Chromium is built using C programming language. In a system application, means MySQL software which is built using C. It is used in developing an operating system, means Apple OS, Microsoft Windows and Symbian are developed using C language. It is used for developing desktop as well as mobile phones operating system. It is also used for compiler productions and used in IoT applications. Next is a how to C verse. First, writing a source code, means simply write a C program, create a .c file, and next step, after completion of writing a source code, then compile this source code with the linking of the header files and library files, and last execution of the C program, means run the C program. There are three types or three working steps of C programming. First is a writing, then compiling, and last one is a linking. First steps to where C program and get the output, means first create, compile, then execute or run, and last one get the output. Means if you want to create, compile and execute C program by your own, you have to install C compiler in your machine, then you can start to execute your own C programs in your machine. Next, you can install C compiler and execute C programs in your machine. Once C compiler is installed in your machine, you can create, compile and execute of C program. C is a high-level language, general purpose programming language initially developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972 for the Unix operating system, and the Unix operating system, most Unix applications are written in C, and today is still one of the most widely used programming language around. In fact, C is so popular that most modern languages have either directly or indirectly borrowed from C in one way or another way. In C program basics, all C program basically contains the five elements. First is a preprocessor command, second is a function, third is a variable, fourth is a statement and expression, and fifth is a comments. In preprocessor command, tell the processor to do something before compilation. Preprocessor commands generally consist of include statements. The include commands is called using the hash key, and this statement tells C to include the contents of the included file before it continue on to process the rest of the commands. Means hash include uh, in bracket stdio.h. This command tells C to include the function within the standard input output .h file before it moves on to the next function and compiles the functions within this program. The standard input output .h file includes functions like the printf and get character functions, so these functions are loaded and ready for use by using the include directives. Next is a function element. C programs mainly consist of functions, and functions from the main building blocks of a C program. Every C program must contain at least one function called main, and the main function returns a variable and is therefore prefaced by the keyword integer to represent the integer it returns, and the integer is written in the function using the return keyword. Functions are delineated using curly brackets or curly brackets. Each set of brackets marks as a function, and curly brackets are used to define code blocks within the C programming environment. Next is a variable in C element. Like most programming languages, C allows for the declaration of variables. Means there are two types of variables recognized by C, namely local variables and global variables. These variables are declared by declaring the variable types and assign a name of the variable. Variable type can include integer, which stores an integer, character, which stores a single character, float, which stores floating point values, and pointer, which stores the address of another variable. Local variables have a limited scope. Their scope is limited to the duration of the programming block within which the variable is defined. Local variables are declared at the top of the programming block to which they apply, and local variable must be initialized by the programmer. The variable is no longer available when the programming block has completed. Each variable name must be unique, but a function can have more than one type of variable declared for that function. And next variable is global variable. Global variable must be declared at the start of the program, and it is visible throughout the program and can be modified by any function within the program. Global variables are automatically initialized by the system and have the following values. Unless other values are assigned by the programmer, integers are initialized with a value of 0. Characters are initialized within a value of float. Variables are automatically initialized with a value of 0, and pointers are automatically initialized with the value of null. Next is a statement and expression. A C program also generally contains statement and expressions. Statements and expression allow programmers to use variables is combined with various predefined programming structures like statement or expressions to create useful code. And statement and expressions include control statement like the if statement and switch statement, programming loops like for and while loops, and each expression has unique syntax and expression requirements depending on the expression or statement of the programmer use. Next element is a last element is a comment in C language. Finally, like most programming language, C program will most likely contain comments, and comment in C defined using slash star comment, then again slash star slash. This notation used to comments. Comments are an important part of every program because comments are there to help to explain the function of the code. There are a number of best practices with regards to commenting within a program. There are the steps or elements how to work C language or C programming language. Next is following is the list of popular compilers available in online. Means first example is a Clack compiler, second is a minimalist GNU for Windows compiler, then portable C compiler, and last one is a turbo C compiler. In commonly or all the students are familiar with turbo C compiler. Next, see the how to install C means turbo C software in your machine. There are many compilers available for C and C++, but you need to download any one. Here we are going to use turbo C software, so that's why we install turbo C. First it will work for both C and C++. So to install the turbo C software you need to follow following steps. First you have to download turbo C software, then create turbo C directory in C drive, then create a zip file of this and extract the tc3.zip file in C folder, then double click on install file means install.exe file, then click on the tc applications means turbo C applications file located inside the C means /tc/bin to write the C program. These steps are follow and download the C software means turbo C software. Next, after completion of C programming, these windows are open in your machine or in your front of screen. In Windows 7 or Windows 8, it will show a dialog block to ignore and close the application because full screen mode is not supported. Click on ignore button and now it will showing following console. So thank you.